Welcome to Networks Learning. This is Riaz, and we are covering Cisco Next Generation Firewall training. In previous videos, we have covered access control policies and their implementation specifically. Uh, in this video, we will take a look on some of the special policies which are available in Next Generation Firewall. This includes the quality of service and a pre-filter policy. These two policies are a kind of special policies in terms of traffic that you want to allow or you want to pass uh, without any inspection or with some kind of inspection or with the or as per your requirement of the network. In case you have some latency sensitive applications and their traffic, and you want to bypass them from the inspection engines of the firewall, you can perform with the help of the pre-filter policy. And also quality of service is one of the greatest advantage, that you can limit the traffic based on the protocols that you want to limit. As I have configured access control policy rules in previous video, here I will show you the rules that we applied previously, and their results were also shown in that video. So I have two rules. I have allowed ICMP for ITPC, and I have allowed the services for my LAN subnet of IT subnet. I have allowed HTTP, HTTPS, DNS over UDP and TCP, and my LAN machine was able to resolve the names, and we were able to browse over the internet. So this was the results. Let me show you the dashboard. It's also discovering the applications, the data which is passing over the firewall, and it provides you a granular clarity and application visibility and control that you can perform with the help of this next generation firewall. Here you can see unique applications over time, top web application which were seen on the network, top 10 top client application scenes. I have accessed Facebook and Chrome from my client machine. Traffic by application risk. It gives you a clear picture that how you can monitor with the help of a granular control over the applications and traffic that is passing from your network. Traffic by application categories. You can also block by category wise, or you can block with the help of business relevance of your company's policy, and you can also block with the help of URL categories. And this is such a quite a big advantage that you are being given in this next generation firewall by Cisco. So here we will take a look at some kind of advanced special policies. You can see over we have multiple policies: access control, intrusion, malware, pre-filter. I have explained you access control and their actions, and we configured already. Now we are heading towards pre-filter policy. In pre-filter policy, basically it is applied to allow to exclude certain traffic from any firepower inspection policies. Means so what does it mean to exclude certain traffic from any firepower inspection? It means that we can bypass the traffic from snort engine to fast path the traffic. If we need to fast path is a traffic which is transversing from inside to some kind of DMZ, or from DMZ to inside on internal database, we can bypass it from security intelligence, or specifically from snort engine. The traffic will not be inspected and will not be passed to the snort engine, and hence it will be fast processed. So we have a default pre-filter policy which is pre-configured on the box, and inside pre-filter policy we have with the default action of analyze all tunnel traffic. So I will cover the types of pre-filter policies. It has two categories further. One is tunnel, which is applied for tunnel traffics, and the other one is just layer 2, layer 4. The snort engine, we can bypass the traffic from the snort engine to fast path the traffic as I already told you. The pre-filter policy will work on linear engine. Based on layer 3 and layer 4 information, the packet is processed and is bypassed by the snort engine. Pre-filter rules are evaluated before any access control policy. We have access control policy, we have pre-filter policy. The pre-filter rules would be evaluated before the access control policy. Means first, when a packet is coming from an interface, it will check with the existing connection. If it's an existing connection, it will fast path. Then we have NAT, then we have pre-filter policy. You can see over here pre-filter. Before applying any further access control policy, the packet is first inspected against the pre-filter policy rules. So we have access control policy, and inside access control policy we have pre-filter policy integrated with it. You can check over here. You can also check from access control policy, pre-filter policy, and inside access control policy you can see the default pre-filter policy. If you click over here, you will see the other policies that you can allow, you can configure to be applied to the traffic. You can also click over here on edit, or you can go to the advanced tab of the access control policy, and over here you will see the pre-filter policy settings which are located over here. If you click on edit, from this section you will be moved towards the default pre-filter policy with the default action of analyze all traffic. Pre-filter rules are evaluated before any other access control policy rules at the linear level. Data acquisition is bypassed, means snort engine is not involved for pre-filter policies. The entire snort instance will be bypassed for pre-filter policy. Pre-filter rules are configured at access control policy level 1. Once they are configured, they are pushed to the linear engine over here. What are the use cases for pre-filter policy? There are multiple types of traffic that you can use, and you can configure that type of traffic to be fast path inside the using the pre-filter policy. Suppose I have a DMZ server, and from my land users want to connect to the DMZ services. So I want to fast path the traffic from coming from land and going to the DMZ and back and forth. So that traffic can be passed from the pre-filter policy, and I can apply pre-filter policy on that traffic. Or the applications which are latency sensitive applications on the network, void traffic, which is transversing inside the data center and from campus to the data center and back to the campus. That traffic can also be passed from the pre-filter policy in order to fast path the traffic. Or the traffic that you think is trusted and is not a malicious traffic, that kind of traffic can also be passed to the pre-filter policy. Pre-filter policy actually has two types of it has two types. You know, the tunnel, the traditional, basically it works on tunneling traffic. You know, when we have if we have a tunnel which is initiated from the access layer or from the distribution layer and passing towards the upstream, or we have a WAN connection for our remote branch, and we have a tunnel established between our head office and remote office. So by default, the FTD will pass the tunnel traffic from pre-filter policy. It will not engage the slot engine for tunnel traffic. That's the default behavior of the behavior of this pre-filter policy. You know, you can see analyze all tunnel traffic. Tunnel traffic includes the GRE, IP, and rest of the plain text tunnel traffics. Pre-filter policy and tunneling ACP rules always apply to the innermost detectable header. You know, the general access control policy rules are applied to a packet with innermost detectable header. Usually, in other vendors work on outermost IP header for evaluating a policy. However, FTD works on the innermost header of the packet inside the access control policy, rightmost header in the packet with the granular control. But exception for the encrypted traffic outer header in this case. Encrypted traffic, for encrypted traffic, the access control policy works on the outer header, but for plain text traffic, it works on the innermost header. So let me show you and refresh the firewall FMC. Pre-filter rules use layer 2, layer 4 information from the outer header only. In GRE, it will work on outer header, GRE header, then the inner header. That's why it will pass a packet for tunnel fast path pre-filter policy. Pre-filter policy types. There are two kinds of pre-filter policy types. One is the tunnel, and that another one is the pre-filter. Pre-filter is just another name. The tunnel type is applied for the tunnel traffic. Means, let me show you the pre-filter policy. This is the default policy, and you cannot add another rule inside this policy. This is just to analyze the traffic, tunnel traffic only. We will create another policy with the name of RGS pre-filter policy. Description: telnet traffic pre-filter on main router. Okay, I have created a policy. Inside this policy, I will create certain rules. You can see RGS pre-filter policy, telnet traffic pre-filter for WAN router. You know, the default action is analyze all traffic by default. Tunnel traffic, you know, it is applied for tunnel traffic. You can also specify other kinds of traffics inside the rules that you want to apply this rule on. Add tunnel rule, you know, or add pre-filter rule. Tunnel rule is specifically for tunnel traffic. If I have a tunnel from my distribution or core which is passing from firewall towards the upstream or towards my some kind of intranet, I have then I can create a rule over here, add a tunnel rule specifically. You know, it will analyze. I can specify name over here and specify the analyze, block, or fast path. You know, there are three actions against them. I will specify the actions and what are the meanings against these actions. You know, if we consider it block with the block action. If we configure block action, it will block all the traffic without any further inspection. uh, it can be achieved with traditional access control policy. So better is to use access control policy for a traffic that you want to block, because there is no further inspection. There is no any kind of any kind of rules, any kind of policy implementation on the traffic that with an action that is configured with the block, with a block action. So better is to configure access control policy traditional rule rather than pre-filter policy with a block action. So use an access control policy for block action. Then we have the analyze one. At analyze, still not preferable. Why? Because it will pass the communication to access control policy using inner header, does not drop allow packets. As it will not drop the packets, or it will not allow the packets, but it will consider the access control policy to which it is integrated. Then we have the fast path, enable pre-filtering. This one, the fast path exempts traffic from all other inspection engines like quality of service, security, intelligence, access, advanced malware protection, IPS, SSL, network discovery. So this will fast path the traffic, means it will take action based on the Lina engine, and the data acquisition and snort engines will be bypassed. So traffic will be fast path. I will show you over here with the help of a session, a traffic initiated from my this PC, which is over here my Windows client. I will initiate a telnet session from this Windows client, passing from firewall to my physical router, which in this case is this router. So I will initiate and create a policy with the fast path to let you know that how it will work, and we'll check with the logs as well. So I have explained you the actions against the pre-filter policy. This was the tunnel rule. Another one is the pre-filter rule. In pre-filter rule, you can define traffic based on layer 2, layer 4 information. You can specify interface objects, you can specify networks, you can specify VLAN tags, you can specify ports. This is another kind of rule. One is specifically for tunnel traffic, another one is just for traditional layer 2, layer 4 information. Based on layer 2, layer 4 information, you can engage traffic into the pre-filter policy and take action based on layer 2, layer 4 information, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4 information, and same kind of actions are available in pre-filter rule as well. So there might be some difference between access control policy action versus action trust versus pre-filter fast path. In access control policy, we have an action called the trust. What does it mean? If you allow some traffic with an action of trust, basically ACP trust bypasses deep packet inspection and network discovery. It will bypass deep packet inspection and network discovery, but might be inspected by other applications. It will pre-filter policy works on layer 2 to layer 4 information, layer 2, layer 3, and layer 4, while ACP works on entire layers. That's the difference between ACP trust action and pre-filter fast path action. ACP works on internal header, while pre-filter works on outer header. That's the difference between general pre-filter and access control policy. Pre-filter policy is invoked by access control policy, and inside access control policy we have pre-filter policy, and we can define our own custom pre-filter policy. The default action of the pre-filter policy is just to analyze the tunnel traffic only. So this was the pre-filter policy and quality of service policy. Also we have quality of service policy as well, and we can define quality of service against multiple interfaces, multiple traffic types. Based on that, we can rate limit the traffic and apply to specific firewalls as well. The pre-filter, the quality of service is specified at snort engine. You can see over here quality of service classification. You classify the traffic, but its implementation is performed at Lena engine over here at this stage. This is the quality of service in force. So these are some kind of special policies, as we have looked into some access control policy, general access control policies, and here at pre-filter policy. In next video I will demonstrate you the the pre-filter policy rules by initiating traffic from inside to the outside, and we will look into that if it's passing to the from the pre-filter policy with the fast path action, the traffic will not be inspected by the snort engine. So thanks for watching.